Well, good evening, y'all. This is Hillbilly Chassid. Haven't been on in a while, but it's good to be back. So, one reason why I'm posting this is because a friend of mine the other day called me and said, I, I'm at the store. Do you want me to pick up a little bit of beer or whatever? And I said, sure. And they rattled off some of the names, and came across an oldie but goodie, which was Newcastle. So I said, sure. I haven't. I'm thinking to myself, I haven't had an English, ale in a while. It's a nice brown ale, and not that it's that impressive or anything, but it was kind of like one of the things that sparked my interest in trying different things, and it was drinkable. This is probably over 20 years ago for me, and I didn't realize that this whole thing had changed. And so I saw the bottle, which this is the bottle. I was like, oh, they finally wised up and went away from the clear glass and went with the brown bottle. Same label and everything. And then I started looking a little bit further at the bottle, and then it said it's brewed and bottled by Lagunitas, which I think Newcastle was bought years ago by Heineken, so it was brewed in Holland or whatever. But it was still like an English style ale. It still tasted, had that English style ale taste like a old speckled hen or a Tanner Jacks or something. And that's what I was looking for when I asked for it. So I was a little skeptical, and then I tried it. And yes, it's basically their American version of Newcastle. Um, Now, I'm not gonna say uh, that it's a bad beer necessarily, but I really wasn't expecting it. And anybody that is an old school Newcastle fan, I would really be tough to say uh, it would be hard to find somebody that really likes this beer better than the original, that is their beer. I'm not so like uh, I guess I'm not bound by that beer because there are plenty of different things that I like, but honestly, when I asked for it, I didn't want this. Now this is a bit darker, you know. Smells, they use different hops. It's more of an American style brown ale. I mean, honestly, it's not a bad beer, but like that's not what I'm looking for, and especially at that moment. And then I'm wondering to myself, like, what really brought that about? And that's why I'm posting this video. I mean, what is the reason for Lagunitas to come out with a Newcastle brown ale? Because it's not Newcastle brown ale. Especially when there's plenty of different brown ales out there that are American style. So are they just capitalizing on the Newcastle name, hoping they could get some people? I mean, I would definitely think that Newcastle sales have dropped in the United States, considering all the boom of the craft breweries and stuff like that, which is all good. But I just thought it was like, to me, it just seemed like a cheap marketing trick. So that's kind of my opinion. I'm not saying it's a bad beer. I'm not saying not to try it. It might be your favorite beer. The best beer in the world is the beer you like. And but to me, it's like Newcastle had kind of a sentimental value. So if I want to go for that kind of ale, like I'd have to. I mean, I hope Hennepin didn't sell. I mean, not Hennepin, but although I love Hennepin, but Old Speckled Hen or um, Tanner Jacks or something. Any of these Fiddler's Elbow or something. I hope that they're still going strong, because I would definitely occasionally like to have that if it's available. But anyways, hope everybody's doing good. Keep trucking, truckers. All right, take care.